Hey guys! So ignoring the fact that I need to rotoscope Scott here, you can see this background out the window has these little twinkling lights on it, kind of they warble in the atmosphere, and that's actual footage I shot. Like this is just a still render with those twinkles composited on, and it's a really forgiving process. Here I've got like stuff like this, and these have already been optimized to just be used as video textures. So I'll be dropping this on the. This one's actually really great. It's just random little subtle twinkles. I'll be dropping this in the 7-tier one, but you guys can shoot any of this yourself. Oh, I love this one. Just a little red light. But let me show you how you might use something like this. So here we go. We've got our scene. Let's set up a camera. Dun, dun, dun. Something more like 30, yeah. And this is just going to be kind of doodling a little bit. Let's add like a little shop here. Yeah, some little like air conditioning things. And we're just gonna make a whole little image, kind of in I guess kind of unusual way, using like stock footage to really help pump everything up. In fact, I'm already kind of spending a little too long on this, but now I'm into it, you know. Yeah, all right. Let's select these top faces here. Maybe these faces too. And extrude up, extrude up. Okay. Nope, changing my mind here. Alright, reselecting these edges. Now that I have these, because what we're going to do is we're going to add a wireframe modifier to this. P selection separates it into a new object using a wireframe modifier here. Cool. If we go into rendered, that looks fine. We're working in silhouettes because silhouettes are the easiest way to be very lazy. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Okay, and now some sort of background. Let's put this on a foreground layer, which we'll turn off for a second as we make our background city. And that's just going to use the same black material. What was that black material? The darkness, yeah. And this will also be the darkness. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'm just making kind of a city here. Maybe a little low bit of like something sticking out. Add a little depth here, yeah. Probably they shouldn't all be perfectly square. Even this is already, it's hard to get this type of level of randomness sometimes. In fact, let's make the background a little more visible. Yeah, there we go. This too. Okay, in fact, let's do our other little wireframe trick to a couple of these buildings. Individual, origin, shrink them all down here. And piece selection, wireframe. Whoop. It's kind of bad, but Okay, we might refine this as we go. In fact, let's refine this even before we go. That's too close to the horizon. Okay, and we're just working in silhouette, so this is all very forgiving. And I think I don't actually like these, but that's okay. Making some like air conditioning units or something funky on here. Once you have that, we can kind of could like just use it to help break up all these, you know, perfect 90-degree angles here. It looks a little funky. Okay, so now we have a background city, but let's bring it a little bit to life. We're in rendered view. Why is there? Do I have a light floating around here somewhere? Because I feel like I'm seeing light on this. And I would rather not. Is it just because this is... Okay, it's just because of that. So we're gonna import images as planes. We're gonna go to cleaned here, and let's bring in the water harbor. Set to emit, and there we go, and we can stick this down here, and it's kind of a thing. What we want to do is we want to make it kind of transparent. So could go into the shader editor here, and instead of using a mix shader here, I'm actually going to use an add shader, and now it just adds the light values on top of the transparent shader, and we can do kind of whatever we want here. I might, like you would in Photoshop or whatever, I might just crunch this down a little bit. Yeah, and you could change, you know, the colors, make it kind of maybe a little warmer. Cool. And now we have kind of a distant harbor type situation. Now this should, if we click cyclic, this will just repeat forever, which is nifty. Let's do another one. Let's do the universal twinkle. I love the universal twinkle. Emit, yes. And we're just going to swap this out for an add shader. I think there's actually, if you use the node wrangler, you can just scroll on the mix shader or something and it'll do this for you, which would take like 2 seconds. But there we go. So now we can stick this somewhere. Maybe that's too intense. Yeah. Cool. Tab in and use the knife tool to let's cut out some of these unuseful bits. Yeah. Wait, what did I do? I did it right. Yeah. Oh, and this does not have cyclic on, so it's times out. There we go. Now everything's got a little bit of a... And maybe that's a little bit too bright, too. RGB curves. Woo! Okay. Let's add a background. We could do straight night, but let's do, like, sunset. Stick it way in the background there. And actually, ooh, yeah. And actually, I want to show you something real quick. This is something I used to do in After Effects all the time, but it works really good in Blender too. If you have a picture of a sky like this, like let's say this sky, and you grab the top here and slide it back and forth, it just looks like the entire sky is in motion. It looks like the clouds are actually blowing across the sky. There's some grain on this one, so that doesn't work particularly well. But if we go Control H, hook to new object, and just animate this going from left to right, you can add a background cloud situation really easily, which is fun. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that right now. Let's get a little bit later, and as with everything else, maybe we'll darken this just a little bit. Yeah. All right, and let's tab into here. Control H, hook to new object. We'll scale this up. Yeah. Location keyframe. magnification keyframe. Select both of those and right click, interpolate linear. That way it'll move the same speed the whole time. Let's see if the ending frame is 150. Okay. That's maybe too fast. Let's just drag this over here. Cool. Let's jump into the Eevee settings and let's add bloom, but let's lower the threshold until it gets really low. And that's just going to add a little bit of a subtle diffusion on here. And because I'm obsessed with them, let's add some of these red lights here. So we're going to do our usual situation. Cool. Stick those there. And let's actually cut that out. Cut that out. Let's just cut out a single bright one too. Great. So this is going to be selection, selection, and this one, was it that one? Set origin to geometry. Now we can just stick these kind of wherever we want. Maybe up on the roof here. Where's my other one? Oh, there it is. We stick these all on the corners. No aircraft are going to be hitting these buildings, I can tell you that. And if these are all looking too... These will all be the same blink. Maybe we grab a different blink too. Come on, let me select that one. Yeah, there we go. There. Now they won't all be in perfect sync. Too many red lights? Impossible. Oh, that kind of sticks. There's maybe actually just too many in this general zone. By which I mean, I have a hard time deleting red lights, so I'm just gonna move them down here to be like on the near the harbor. Okay, let's put our foreground back in here. So I haven't really been paying attention. Yeah, all of these video layers are just right here, and so I'm gonna put the 3D cursor on the camera. I'm gonna select all of these, deselect this, and now if I scale it up, from the 3D cursor, it should just, like from the camera view it doesn't do anything, but it is scaling through 3D space. So I'm gonna scale this up so it's more aligned with the actual geometry, and that means we could, in theory, just move our camera around like this. Let's add. Can add a little emission cube here, kind of help sculpt the space. New material, orange glow. Ooh, and this is where like this doesn't work great in real time for a lot of reasons. Like first, Sean Kennedy actually showed me this issue where if you scale this down, like ideally we'd have a wedge type shape, which was more transparent here, so we could use that to like stick effectively like a feathered solid type thing, but it doesn't do that. And so I'm just gonna kind of do this. I'm gonna rotate at an angle. Woo, it's bright. Let's turn this down to like 0.01, less than 0.005, 0.001. Ooh, there we go. That's some nice subtle orange. And this is going to help us kind of keep our silhouette going. Let's add some haze to the harbor too. This will be green glow. Use notes. What? Is it not already? What? Alright. Don't know what that's all about. And a lot of this stuff right here is like, I want to add more details to these backgrounds here. Let's see, can I do checker deselect? Select, checker deselect. Ha! You can. Extrude along normals. There we go, now it looks kind of like a balcony, and I love this one now, so let's add a little bit more, maybe this, get down a little bit out of the way. Okay, let's add just a little camera move. Location, interpolate, linear, and just the tiniest little imperfection to the rotation. If I can find the correct axis. Oh, it's all the way up here. Modifiers, noise. Turn it way up and turn this down to like 0.005. So that's kind of a fun way to just be able to it's like doodling, and you could take random other, I don't even know if I have any let's see, textures, buildings, do I have anything good in here? This is nice and nondescript. Oh, did I do it right? Sure. Come on, let me cut through there. Yeah. So origin to geometry. I don't know if this will work, but it might. Going to crunch the blacks here. Oh, not mix. RGB curves. Yeah, that maybe doesn't look great, but also doesn't look abysmal. Add some crates. I already finished this. I'm just, let's add a little like power pole type thing. Normally I don't work like this. I'm just trying to make a good television so it's actually kind of interesting to watch. Like, normally actually check other axes, make sure you're in, like, lining things up. This, I know the parallax isn't going to be too bad, so I'm not particularly worried, but the big thing with adding details like this is you need the micro details. A lot of times we kind of model mid-type details, and it's when you actually go in and, like, model the little bolt or wire or just something really small. Like up here, this actually isn't detailed enough, but ooh, I like all that. And if we like it, that means we'll use it over and over. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice little scene. Actually, I think this background harbor is too big. Can I select it? Which one's the background harbor? There it is. We can slide this here. So this is basically just a screen blend mode, like if you're doing a video layer in some other. So yeah, there we go. Feel free, you can shoot video layers of your own anywhere, or you can use the ones that I'm sharing over on the Patreon. But yeah, just kind of it's a fun way to work. I think the lights here are maybe a little bit. I pushed those a little bit far. They should have been smaller, but I'm not too bothered. This building needs a little something, yeah. Okay, and now for the last time. Cool. Alright, peace.